Hi, I'm Miki. A very good day to Miss Hazina and who is watching this video. So in this video I'm going to demonstrate my final year project phase 2, which is my game. So before I start the demonstrations, so I would like to summarize on what have I done in my final year projects, which including the title and then the project aims, the objective and the scope. And also some of my progress of my final year projects. So first and foremost, my final year project name as Cybersecurity Awareness Game, CSAG for secondary school students. So in this video, when I talk about the CSAG, I mean of Cybersecurity Awareness Game. First, I would like to talk about my project aims. What is my aim of this project is to cultivate the security awareness to secondary school students through online gamification method. In order to achieve this aim, I have four main objectives that I need to be achieved. The four main objectives, which is to study internet usage and the online activity risks, to study the delivery method of cybersecurity awareness program, and to design and implement the web-based game CSAG and testing and verify system functionality and user acceptance. For final year project phase 2, I mainly focus on to design and implement the web-based game CSAG and testing and verify system functionality and the user acceptance. For the first and the second of the objective I have been achieved during the final year project phase 1. This project mainly including the three scope, which is a secondary school student with the age of 13 to 17 years old, and also in this final year project, I cover three of the secondary awareness topic, which is the oversharing information, safety downloading, and cyber security and cyber bullying. And this could also include the web-based gamification system. Um, so far, I have been deployed my games into a domain, so the domain's name will be csag.ddns.net/fyp. If you'd like to test on my game, you could go to the website. However, because I use my own computer as a server, so sometimes the server may be down during the testing. So I will be on my computer as a server when the testing is on the progress. I mainly cover the different characteristics in my game, which is the avatar listed down in here. So I will be further explained in this video. And so in my game, I mainly cover of my profile, leaderboard, and also the level, and then which able to complete all the characteristics that I had planned during the final year project phase 1. So now I'm going to demonstrate my final year project. So when I put on my domain, and then here I'm using the 192.168.0.251 as my IP address. So when I go to my pages, so I click on the get started, so it will direct me to the game interface of CSAG. So we assume that now we do not have the account yet, so I need to click on the sign out now. So when I type for the username that already exists, so it will show out the username already exists. Or I type on the email address that already exists, it will show out the email address already exists. Okay, so I need to create an account with nobody create yet. For this example, I'm going to use testing for. So I choose the avatar of the bird. Okay. So the user created successfully. After I created the user, inside the login interface, I also including the forget password function. And then I need to talk about this or the forget password as before that I have tried it before using the Unity function, but then since that when it put into the website there is some kind of the problem, so I changed to using the PHP function. So when I click on the submit, the email will be sent to my email, and then which I will be received. as here. After I receiving the email, I need to reset my password, so I click on the link given, and then I need to reset my password. So reset my password. So it will show all the password reset successfully. So I go back to my main page, and then I using the testing for now, which is the just created, the user that just created. So inside here, we have the leaderboard and my profile. So my profile, I will show the inside the profile. Okay, so inside my profile, I will show the badges. And then avatar, progress, and the pretest and the player's name. Okay, this one is the player's name. This one is the player's name, and then this one is the avatar. This one is the progress bar. And then when you click on the button here, it will show all the lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 results of the cyberbullying categories. Currently, the player haven't completed any of the post-test yet and haven't passed any of the post-test yet, so do not have the badges available. So after that, so we create an account named as the testing for with the score of 0. When we show the leaderboard, and then we can know that the testing 2 is in the first rank and the second and the third rank. So however, in this of the game, I using the dance rank. The dance rank means that if the player having the same score, so they were classified as the same ranking, which is the if the testing 1 has the result score of 280 also, so it will rank as the number 1 also. So I go back and I click on the here it will show out the testing 4 is the name of the player. So after that, I go to click on the play game. There's a 3 category which the player can choose, which is the cyberbullying, oversharing, and the safety downloading. So here, I'm using the concept of the storytelling and telling them what is the aims of this game is actually complete each of the lesson in 3 of the category. So because testing for is a new created account, so when you click off any of the categories, so it will direct to the tutorial page. So it will, the player will need to follow all the tutorial before the game starts. So it has a three phases or 3 things the player will need to complete, which is the pre-test lesson and the post-test. So when you click on the continue, and then it will show out what should the player do in the pretest, which is to click the correct answer and read the explanation given. So 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Actually is 2, but I click on the wrong answer, it will show the red color. So which is, if it shows the correct answer, it will be in the green color. So after it complete the pretest, it will go to the task 2. And then the task 2.
Welcome to lesson tutorial. Move the character using WASD and use spacebar to jump.
Okay, so in the lesson, so it will teach the player how to play on this game. So never need to avoid the obstacle and never fall into the sea. So in the lesson, difference between the lesson and the pre-test and the post-test, actually the lesson do not have the correct or wrong on the wrong answer, and there's no score for the lesson. So in order to move to the next checkpoint, the player will need to answer the question correctly, even though the answer is wrongly. So it will show the hints or the tips on the correct answer, and the player can shoot the correct answer, and the door will be open. Else the door will not be open. So okay, this is all kind of the obstacle. Okay, so when it fall into the sea, so the player will die and go back to the checkpoint. So actually the words is quite clear for the player. after complete the lesson, the player will need to complete the post-test. So the post-test, the instruction is click on the correct answer and read the flashcard provided. So different with the pre-test, the post-test didn't show the explanation text after the player will click on the answer. It will be show whether the player correct or wrong in the end on the flashcard using the flashcard method. So okay, so the player can click on the view and see what is the questions and what is the answer of it. So just now the player will click on the banana, which is the wrong answer, so it will show it at red, and it will show the correct answer as a carrot, which is in the green color. So after it complete the tutorial, so now the player can enter the games. So first, the player can choose on the cyberbullying first. So inside the cyberbullying, there's a lesson 1, lesson 2, and the lesson 3. Because currently the player didn't haven't finished on the lesson 1, and then so the lesson 2 and lesson 3 is still in the unlock stated. So first I try on the lesson 1. So
Let test your general knowledge in cyberbullying.
so the lesson 1, you would have the pre-test to test the general knowledge on it. So the second one will be test on the action on the cyberbullying, and the third one will be test on the effect on the cyberbullying. So in the pre-test, the player only allowed to play only once, and this is used as a baseline to test the basic knowledge of the player on cyberbullying, whether they have a high level of the knowledge or has a low level of the knowledge. And after that have the pre-test, they were going through the lesson and also the post-test. And the post-test will be used to test whether the lesson provided have improved the level of the knowledge on cyberbullying. And here I want to say that the lesson part and also the post-test is the thing that can be replayed, but the pre-test can only play on once. So I can click on the answer here. So now I simply click on it. Actually, what is the question provided here is actually related to the lesson and also the post test. Later on, you will see the questions is actually similar, but not totally the same. Okay, so you can see now is the mean girls type. Mean girl types. Here is the mean girl type. Later on, you will see the lesson also consists of the mean girls questions and also consists of the impersonating question. Oh yeah, I forgot about one point is the question appear here is actually in the random arrangement. So next time you play, the arrangement of the question will not be the same as now. So this can prevent the player from memorizing all the questions and the answer. So after the player will complete the pre-test, so you can go refer to the testing leaderboard, and then which is the testing for, and then you can see the score here is 70. Just now we get the 70 marks in the pre-test. So when you go back to the play games again and click on the lesson 1, so it will direct to the lesson part. So in here, the player will need to avoid all the obstacles and answer the question correctly in order to reach to the destination. So one is correct, it will show the correct explanation, and then one is wrong, and then it will show the hints there. So it has a total 15 of the questions. So I will be speed up a bit. Yeah, so you can see the explanation here. So when the player hit the obstacles, the player will die and go back to the checkpoint before answering the question. So when I click on the wrong answer, it will have the tips or the hint that appear around the 3 to 4 seconds in order the player to sit on it. So here is an example of the impersonation. In the next phase, which is the post-test, it will show out another example of the impersonating, and this is the purpose of doing this to make all the question related is actually to test whether the player understand the concept or not, understand the definition, understand the knowledge of the cyberbullying or not. Okay, so when we fall into the sea, it will go back to the checkpoint. So because I already know the question, so I will be go for fast a bit. Which is not an example of the cyberbullying. So here it has a vengeful anger types of the cyberbullying. So it's actually what is the definition of the vengeful anger type of cyberbullying. So here there's a total of the 15 questions here, and for the pre-test and the post-test there's a total 10 question on it. So what is the mean girl? So after you complete, it will direct you to the post-test. So inside the post-test, the player will need to complete 70 marks in order to pass the post-test and get the badges. Actually here the answer is already teach in the lesson classes, and it's not really the same, but is a question similar on it. So if I click on the wrong answer, later you will show out there's a red color there. Actually, to protect a friend being bullied or is cyberbully, but themselves is a cyberbully. Just now, I had said it as a vengeful angel description. Why is a vengeful angels? And then just now, I also showed the example of the cyber stalking in my lesson classes, and I also show out what is. Okay, so being a humiliating by. So here it will show out all the questions and also the answer. a question and the correct answer that the player had been choose. The green color means that the player had choose the correct answer. If that is a red one, means that the player will choose the wrong answer, and it will show the correct answer. So after it will get the badges and it will unlock to the lesson 2. So if I go back to the home, so it has the actions of the cyberbullying. So if I go back to home again and see my profile, and you will have seen as one dangerous here. And also in my profile you can see the lesson, the mark of the pretest and the mark of the post-test. With this mark shining here, and then the player actually can know that they have the improvement or not. So go back again to the lesson 2, and then
Let test your knowledge in action taken in cyberbullying.
Okay, the lesson 2 actually has the same mode using with the lesson 1, which including all the pre-test lesson and the post-test. And then so every time you start, you need to have the testing on their basic knowledge on it. For example, the action, the effect, and also general knowledge. In order to get a baseline on the player. So the question here is actually the random one. There's a total of the 10 question here in store, and it will appear in the random arrangement. Every time every player is not, the arrangement would not be the same. So you need to complete all the 10 questions. So after you complete the pre-test, it will go to the lesson 2. And then inside the lesson 2, okay, I have changed a little bit on the game element. So the player will have the better experience in the gaming, and then it's not always the same. So I have to change the environment of the game, and also change the mood into the universal mood. However, the concept is still the same. So here, the player can shoot on the NPC. And the others will actually both are the same but different colors and different experience to make the player more interesting in playing this game. Okay, so here it will teach them what is the bystander, and then the definition of bystander, the definition of the upstander, and then what should be react when they face the cyberbullying or um, they see someone is being cyberbullied, and then what is the action that can be taken when they face on this situation. So the upstander, they will know the definition of the upstanders and the bystander. So it will show out the explanation in each of the question. So every time the player dies, it will go back to the previous checkpoint that has been answered the question. So next, it will going to attend the quiz. So actually here the question will be asked, the people who watch the cyberbullying without reacting to help the victim as actually is the bystander. So actually it will actually this question is related to the lesson that teach just now. When the firm receives a memo. So I purposely choose the wrong answer. So which of the following statement do not have to prevent? So now I purposely choosing the wrong answer so that it will show the game over platform. So here is my result is 40, so it will show out which is my wrong answer, which is the correct answer, and it need to repeat the lesson or it go back home. So you go back and see the lesson 3 had not complete yet because it haven't passed the mark yet. So we go back to my profile. Is actually I do not have the badges thing here. So the oversharing actually is the same as the cyberbullying. So it's only the lesson 1 by default is open, and also the safety downloading also same. The lesson 1 is over. Yeah, but then
Let test your general knowledge in oversharing.
it's actually the same, but the question is different. It's related to oversharing. And what else? Okay, so later I will put my all questions in the lesson part, the pre-test and the post-test in an Excel file and put in my blog. So if you have any question, you can just refer to the to my blog. And I want to talk about my progress. So far, I have completed my game development, I think, and And all the game characteristics here I have been included in my game development. For example, the avatar badges and the progress bar I have been included in my profile. And then for the leaderboard, I show in my leaderboard. And in each of the level, there's a three category, which is the general knowledge, actions, and the effects. And inside each of the level, it will have the scoreboard, and then which is shown in the pre-test and the post-test, and each of the level, and has a quiz, and life lost when wrong, and allowed to replay. This one I put in the post-test and the lesson part. For the pre-test, it is not allowed to replay, and I provide the hints to the player in the lesson part, and then to allow them to know what is the correct answer. So only when the player successful pass the post test, the other level will only be unlocked. Each of the level consists of three phases, which is the pre-test, lesson, and the post-test. The lesson, a hint will be provided, no right or wrong can be replayed, and the post-test also mark will be recorded. There's the two things that the mark will be recorded, which is the pre-test and the post-test. So, uh, so far I've been complete the game development, and in these 2 weeks I will try to complete the user acceptance testing and try to adjust my game if get any feedback from the players. And if you have any of the if Miss Hazina, you have any of the question and need for the further clarification, you can just WhatsApp me. And that's all for me in this demonstration for the PSN phase 2, and thank you.